In a quiet village surrounded by golden fields, there lived a humble farmer named Ramesh. He woke up before the sun, worked hard every single day, and yet life never seemed fair to him. His crops were small, his land was dry, and his heart was tired. One morning, while staring at his empty field, he whispered to himself, "Maybe I'm just unlucky." That year, Ramesh decided to try something new. He heard that his neighbor, a rich farmer, used expensive seeds that gave much better harvests. Believing this was his only chance, Ramesh sold his old cow, his only source of milk, just to buy those fancy seeds. He planted them carefully, watered them every day, and waited with a heart full of hope. Days turned into weeks, but nothing grew. Not a single sprout appeared. His heart sank into the dust. He sat under a lonely tree and said softly, "I made a terrible mistake. I've lost everything." One afternoon, an old traveler stopped by his field. He saw Ramesh sitting in silence, his shoulders heavy with sadness, and asked, "Why are you so sad, young man?" Ramesh told him everything about the expensive seeds, the money he had lost, and the complete failure of his plan. The old man listened quietly, his eyes kind, and then he smiled. He said, "Sometimes life takes away what we want, only to give us what we need. Mistakes are not the end, my son. They are mirrors that show us who we can become." He reached into his small bag, handed Ramesh a handful of ordinary-looking seeds, and said, "These may not look special, but grow them with patience, not with pride." Then, just as quietly as he arrived, the old man walked away, disappearing into the golden horizon. Ramesh didn't understand the old man's words at first, but he had nothing left to lose. He decided to plant the seeds anyway. This time, he worked slowly and carefully, with a calm and focused heart. He didn't expect quick results or a magical harvest. He just focused on doing his best each day, tending to the soil with care. Weeks later, something beautiful happened. Tiny green plants began to cover his field. They were stronger, healthier, and brighter than anything he had ever grown before. He realized then that the expensive seeds had failed, but his simple effort, his patience, and his renewed care had brought life back to his land. By harvest time, Ramesh's field was full of golden crops, waving gently in the breeze. Villagers came from nearby towns to see his incredible success. Someone asked him, "What changed, Ramesh? What magic did you use to grow such a wonderful harvest?" Ramesh smiled and replied, "I stopped chasing perfection. I just started growing with what I had." With his new earnings, he bought back the same cow he had once sold. And every morning after that, he thanked the old traveler, whoever he was, for teaching him that failure is not the end. It's the beginning of wisdom. Ramesh's mistake didn't destroy him. It transformed him. Because sometimes, life's hardest lessons come wrapped in disappointment. But when we learn, grow, and try again, even a mistake can become a miracle. The farmer lost his seeds, but found his purpose. What about you? Have you ever made a mistake that changed your life for the better? Share your story in the comments below. And remember, in every failure, there is a seed of success waiting to grow. This was The Farmer's Mistake That Changed His Life, a story from Echo Tales, where simple stories teach powerful lessons.